And welcome back to Dubai Sports City, where we see the host country, the UAE, playing their first match against a very strong China team. And it's good to see the local support coming in for this game, and it's fantastic conditions, and this is what the fans have come to see. Teams coming in here, playing good rugby so far. This is game number 8, and this will allow both teams to be playing their first game of today, and the importance of getting the first game and walking away with a W, which will set them up for the day. And I'm very lucky to be supportive here by David Fafita. And David, what do we expect to see from this UAE team?
Running rugby. I see they got some big lads in there, so hopefully they can use them well. But straight away they go wide. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, it's a very good start by the UAE team. Good kick-off receive, and they've taken the ball wide, and they've got some good Fijian boys in there, some good expat players. They've played in the UAE for a long time, and Matty Richards, who's a teacher at one of the gym schools here, and also is a player coach for Jabali Dragons. He took the ball in, but got unfortunately turned over, and the Chinese team, we saw their women's team start off with a really good start, and now there has been an opportunity for the men's side. So Matty Richards makes another covering tackle for the Chinese team, and they've got the ball out wide. 4 passes out wide, and gives them one-on-one opportunity, and it's a good start by the Chinese team. So a good start by the Chinese team, but unfortunately the UAE side just took the ball into contact, and Chinese team just so quick over the breakdown, but still plenty of time in this. And the importance now for UAE to recover this kickoff and look to strike it back against the Chinese team that looks pretty good. So score is 5-0. Plenty of fans coming into the stadium, supporting their local players. And good scenes here at Dubai Sports City, and Chinese have gone short and taken by Botas, who knocks the ball on. And the referee is going to come back to a scrum. Scrum to China, 35 metres out, scrum pretty much in midfield.
The first error from the UAE team?
The first, it came from a kickoff as well, such an important part of the game. UAE need to make sure they look after the kickoffs. You don't get too many opportunities to get hold of the ball, but kickoffs is one of them, and you need to make sure you're looking after the ball. And the China team don't waste no time of getting the ball from the scrum, taking the ball out wide, and Matty Richards does well to hold the ball up, but anything around the neck is a penalty. So China's get awarded a penalty, and the ball taken back to the blind side. Referee's playing advantage. Matty Richards make another tackle. The Chinese team fortunately knocked the ball on, but the UAE knocked back the 10 metres from the start. Long advantage played by the referee. The Chinese team go quick, play straight, we'll go back, they'll restart that, making sure you're playing it from the right position. Let's see what the Chinese team have got up their sleeve. One of their set moves at the practice in the training grounds, and they go straight away out wide for inside switch. Ball in a lot of space out wide. The inside defender's not working hard enough.
Great tackle.
Keeps the ball alive, keeping the ball alive with a good offload from the base of the ground. And he's held up over the try line.
I think he's short.
And what is the referee going to award? He's speaking to his in-goal touch judge. Very lucky to have in-goal touch judges in today's games. Makes the job so much more easier.
So it's no try?
And he's decided to go that it was held up over the try line, and it's going to put China into a very strong position here to get a scrum. Creating options to go left or right. Let's hope the UAE team can disrupt the scrum and try and apply pressure, because when the Chinese team get the ball, they look very dangerous. Good early scrum, down nice and low. Early hook, ball's out nice and clean. Halfback darts, gives it out to their centre. A bounce pass, easily picked up by player number 6. And he walks around Zien Yu for his first try of the day. And it takes the scoreline out to 10-0.
That was a good try by China.
Unfortunately, not the start that the UAE team wanted. Was it, David?
No, it's not.
2 simple mistakes, and the Chinese team were just proving like they're a pretty good side that they don't really allow teams back into the match.
Just goes to prove that ball retention is very important and how costly errors could be. We saw that in the last game, and now we're seeing it in this game.
So that's 10-0 to the China. 10-0 to China, and at some point that UAE get this kick-off receive. And Saki goes up in a brilliant take by Saki. He's a player to watch for the UAE team. Plays for the Dubai Tigers team. Sponsored by Non-Stop Investments. And the ball has gone out wide. And we're going to see a quick throw in by the China team, but taken in by the line-out. So we'll see a reset line-out. But that's the type of player that the UAE team needs to get the ball to. Saki, he's played in the UAE for a long time, but he's definitely one of the better players that the UAE team have got.
Yeah, definitely played against him 2 seasons ago. He's a very electrifying player. Good on his feet.
China's team gets 2 passes in. Beats one. Oh, fantastic step. Unfortunately, the inside defender by the UAE side, player number 9, Andre Simple, probably didn't allow too much space for the Chinese players to step back inside. So that's one area that the UAE team have to work a little bit harder on, as the inside defender being a bit more quicker and stronger in defence. So
just seems like China's just playing the game at a lot more pace in comparison to UAE. Taking nothing away from the UAE, they're trying, but you can see the difference when Japan are running.
Conversion successful. Yeah, totally agree with you, David.
Very
not the greatest start that the UAE team wanted, but still plenty of time in this game. China's team they have looked dangerous when they have hit the ball, so let's see what they can do if they can take care of this kickoff. Unfortunately, the inside defender nice high kick by the Chinese player, and unfortunately there's a slight knock on, but well read by Matty Richards coming in offside, coming from an angle. He's been around a long enough time to understand the rules of the game. And let's see what Chinese team have got up their sleeve. They go through, ball out the back, dummy runner, inside switch, gone back the blind side to player number 3. He sets up nice and early, sets up a good ruck. And they've gone back up to the open side, ball out in front. Player 201, fantastic drawing and passing. Oh, they look quick and clean, don't they, the Chinese side?
Yeah.
And that's another try underneath the post.
They're just really moving the ball quickly from the rucks, clearing it, sending it out wide, and just using their quick men out on the wings.
And that's conversion successful. So that will be taking out the Chinese team out to a 24-0 draw.
And that's half time.
Conversion unsuccessful, 22-0. And that is half time, 22-0. Welcome back to Dubai Sports City. You're seeing the UAE team taking on the Chinese team, and the Chinese team off to a running start. 4 tries to none, and score is 22-0. We're going to see the UAE team kicking off here. And they go nice and short for a high kick, but that's I've probably seen our first line-out lift that no other team has done so far, which getting the supporting player in there to lift them. That was a very good clean start, and the Chinese team moved the ball straight away out wide, and they're looking nice and composed, nice and slick with their catch and pass, ball out in front. Got some pretty strong players in the middle there. Good early carry, taking 3 players down, but the tackler's got to roll out of there. Referee's playing an advantage. They go back door option. Player number 12, playing with a lot of tempo, a lot of calm, but not back to 10 metres. We'll go another quick tap in the middle. And he's allowed the UAE team to go back 10 minutes and play on, says the ref. And 1-on-1, get the offload pass inside, keeping the ball alive, and fantastic supporting player by player number 12. And Yahang Wu, he comes away with his second try. And that is a good pass, good support and play. Haven't given any time or opportunities for UAE. And
great start for China.
And that looks a good early conversion. So that takes the scoreline now to 29-0.
Chinese coach would have been happy with that start, did you think, Aaron?
Yes, the Chinese coach, Lu Yakwak, a good local coach, and good to see. You can see a smile on his face. It's been very pleasing by China. They look very good, and they'll be one of the favourites to try and push for a position in the USA. A play on here by the UAE. There's a good offload.
Ooh, nice flick.
Giving the ball to Epeli. Epeli gets the ball out wide. Good offload. Get one pass, and good to see the show and go in the first try by the UAE team. And good to see the local supporters get behind their team, and finally the bounce of the ball went the UAE's way. So finally the bounce of the ball went the UAE's way. They haven't had much luck so far, but they have seen if they do get their hands on the ball, they have got their players outside to finish off.
That was a great try. Good support play, good offload, good exchange or passing.
So conversion unsuccessful. That takes the scoreline now to 29-5. And Saki is going to be the man who does the kicking. Actually, proved wrong. He went in there for the fake. And Andrew Semple is going to go up. Good contestable kick. Knocked back. Called the referee. Play on. And the ball's been stripped. This allows the Chinese players to get their hands on the ball, and they've moved the ball straight away out wide. Taking the ball out there to the edge and taking the ball into contact, allowing 2 players to come in. And referee allowing the supporting player not supporting his body weight. And the referee's quickly awarded a penalty, and that gives the ball to Saki. He's a player that can dance, he can move, he's big and strong. Sets up an early ruck. And there's a penalty there. Players not back 10. UAE will go again. Andrew Semple gets the ball, gives a good ball out to Cronje. Cronje shows and goes, sets up a ruck. Look dangerous now, the UAE throws a beautiful cut-out pass. Beautiful pass out in front. And it's try number 2. Good try by Blair Cochrane.
Nicely set up there, Aaron, by the big lad.
Yeah, Andre Cockrell, he plays for Dubai Hurricanes. Got a lot of promise. This kid hasn't played rugby for a long time, but good to see he's getting his time with the UAE team. And conversion successful. That takes the score now to 29-12. And good start, 2 tries by the UAE team. Look like they're building confidence. Crowd's getting in behind them. Subs are coming on, and the UAE kick short, but that was a crucial mistake. This is what the good teams are doing really well. So let's see what they're trying to do. Free kick, let's see what play they use from the playbook. They're currently up 29-12. They like to get one try in, so they bring across the field, play out the back. Dummy runners are going. Referee, quick penalty for a high tackle. They'll go again. They go wide. 2-on-2, and they go out wide, and a dummy switch. Croinier making the covering tackle up on his feet, does well. Croinier, like always, talking to the referee. Ball's gone wide. Then player number 4 skips out wide. Skips the first tackle, keeps the ball alive with one hand. And a beautiful clean out by the Chinese players, but referee was saying was the clean out was around the neck. So not only are they looking around the defensive work, but also around the clean outs, around the breakdown. Any clean outs around the neck is going to be a direct penalty.
Yellow card, actually, Aaron.
Oh, yellow card. Oh,
Given a yellow
good
card.
awareness here. Fafita, David. Yellow card. Oh, unlucky right idea. A zero execution by Matty Richards. Great line. The ball just had to be given a little bit earlier, but good running line as well by Blair Cochrane, who's looked dangerous so far. Probably needs to get the ball to him a little bit more often, but nevertheless, we see a scrum down here for China.
I think time is a factor here for UAE, so they're forcing and pushing passes.
Yeah, that's good. Good observation there, David. Be nice to see UAE just build phases, build opportunities. So we've got the scrum in the midfield, and referees calling for us going to look at it. You can see the UAE side, the big, strong full pack, they'll be looking to disrupt the scrum. The funny, same thing, Chinese have gone down with 6 players, and they've decided to keep their game nice and short and narrow. Then they go wide and take their plate number 4. He looks pretty big. And a good covering tackle by Ethan Matthews. Ethan Matthews makes a good covering tackle. And a slight knock on by UAE in the ruck, but a good one-on-one tackle by Ethan Matthews. And we've got 2 coaches that have come on this year. David Durant Gerba and Putner, both are coaches in the community, both coaching at Dubai Exiles and Dubai Hurricanes. And they get awarded a free kick. Let's see if they can capitalise on the extra player. Matty Richards gets the ball straight away out wide, and a good tackle, but a good inside line by Matty Richards. Keeping the ball line, presents the ball long. And Robert Sproul keeps the ball line, looks to throw the ball. And good to see the UAE time. Gets awarded the penalty for not rolling away. They'll go again. Referee time to take it cleanly. Carl Thomas got hands on the ball, trying to get set up. And Croinier, he'll look to do something, but he passes the ball. That's a good pass. Good pass to Ethan Matthews. Ethan keeps a beautiful inside ball. And the big man, Blair Cochrane, it's try number 2, I believe, and he's looked promising every time he's touched the ball, so well-deserved try for the UAE side. And a good second half by them.
Good way to finish off the game by UAE.
Yeah, I'll tell you, coming back from a tough first half, but a good way to finish. Looks like the referee's called full time here, but good to see the UAE putting some good passes together. And the kick to come, and kick unsuccessful. So that takes the score down 29-19. No, 29-17. Well done, China, for their performance.
And welcome back. We have Japan and China getting ready to go to war here. This is going to be a good game, Aaron. It's going to be a really good game. They play similar style. So he switches the direction of the kick. Unlucky, didn't go the 10. So they're going to come back to the halfway. Let's see what China can do here from a set piece.
Yeah, thank you, David. We're seeing Japan playing with the blue kit, changing the outfits, and the very competitive Chinese side. They look very strong and very fast, and they go straight away to the strike players. And for me, this is the game of the day. Two strong teams, so big and strong, and this is going to be a real crunch of a game. And look how deep they are. Look how wide they stand. Just ability to throw the pass 20 metres on the flight.
Ooh, Samisoni gets turned inside. Just a pass. Wrong direction.
A great tackle. And how great is it to be here in Dubai Sevens watching this great rugby. On-hand free entry if you're hanging around the Dubai area, coming to the Dubai Sports City. Some great games. You've got the UAE team playing Sri Lanka our next game. And this game here has proven already. Players showing their intent on how they want to move the ball into space and how good the catch and pass is on the fly. So it's going to be a Japan throw-in. Japan once again in the blue cap. And China being caught, and it's a smart move by the Japanese player. And they move straight away.
Good ball by
Looking for the one-on-one start and bang. This guy here, he's pretty quick. Again, good support on there. Secure the ball to go down the blind side. Bit isolated, but breaking that one-on-one tackle, you can't afford to miss those one-on-one tackles. And
just brute
Japan
strength.
Skipping away and starting off a good start.
Good start by Japan.
Japan starts with an early try. Conversion to come.
Good ball movement from Fa'asese Fa'aoli. You can see he's like the playmaker out there for Japan.
Yeah.
Reminds me a bit of like Ma'anonu a bit with the way he moves and even the hairstyle.
Oh, we're seeing some great players. I'm quite happy I'm retired now because there's some good players on show showing their skills.
That was a great try by Larry Sulunga.
And this is this real strength of the Japanese side. Look how they look to kick their ball. Accurate position.
Great kick by Fa'aoli again.
But
that player was taken out without the ball.
Taken out the ball. And China are looking like they're going to go for a quick tap, but wasn't kicked on the right position. Let's see what they look to do now. And
they seem like they have something set up to the right here, Aaron.
Yeah, this is where teams, they've got a set play and they've got the ball to their decision making and see what their picture looks like, and they go back the blind side and they got three players, but the ball referee said it's gone forward. It was a tough call, but the right option was on, but the execution wasn't to be as good. So Japan will come away now with a scrum, and this is the type of pressure that teams apply. When China make a mistake, Japan are easy to execute, put them in a difficult position. I like the look of number 11 in the middle. He's big and strong, and you give him the ball one-on-one, he's either going to offload, he's either going to run over the top of you, or he's going to beat the player in the one-on-one. So ball's on the fly. Here he goes now. Let's see what he does.
Netani
offload.
Offloads to Larry again.
And great defence.
Good shift. Now the number one, Shantomonga. Shantomonga. And he's through.
Now it's strike players all over. So another start. Japan off
good
to
try.
A flying start here. China just need to get their hands on the ball. And they're a good enough side, the Chinese side, to get back into this game. Still a lot of time left. And Japan going for the conversion. 12-0 of kick to come. Going really close to the crossbar. Taking the wind factor out, and Bang, straight down the middle. And it's
Great
14-0
conversion
lead
by Ryota Kano.
for Japan. And the Chinese side, they just need to get their hands on the ball, start doing what they do good, they do best.
Every time Netani Vakalia gets the ball, number 11, who you're talking
There's
about.
a great Japanese name there, David.
Yeah. Japan are looking dangerous.
They are. Team to beat. You've got some good players in the Vessel time into their sevens program, but men's and women's program. And a bit sloppy there, but at the same time, a bit of chaotic football. And they've been able to secure the ball and set themselves up. China coming through the middle. And give themselves a good opportunity
onto
to
Ryota Kano.
get out the defensive line. And the Japanese team are playing a lot of composure, not afraid to go backwards, to go forward, and showing the ability of their offloads and throwing the ball out the back into space. And here we go, 2-on-2, and the players wrapping around. And
that was
keeping
forward.
the offload alive, but unfortunately
Good
that ball
call,
went
ref.
forward. Good attack and call it controlled chaos. I like to call that passage of play. This Japanese side looks like to be adapting the Fijian style of playing with doing the offload game, not playing too much structure.
But they
rugby.
seem to be doing it with a bit of composure. Like, they're not rushing. They're taking their time. It seems like they got a lot of time while they're offloading.
Yeah.
Or going back.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, David. Both teams been able to play for each other for a long time, and just combinations. And China have got an advantage here, and they look to apply that and take the ball out wide, moving 3 defenders out wide of the Japanese side that bounce out. Japanese are playing with a sweep up, and the Chinese team hit the ball in the middle. The referee's going to come, and it looks like there's going to be a yellow card here for picking up a player.
Yellow
Crowds
card
reacting
for
to that.
Aseru Masivo for
There we
Japan. So
And
he will
this is where
spend the
China,
next 2 minutes on the sideline.
And China would like to hope to get 1, possibly 2 tries, 2 scores in. And ball out wide, and it's great play so far. Keeping the ball available, hands are on. Good composure, one more pass, good tackles, standing strong on the tackle.
Got to shift it.
Shift up, taken out wide, and pass a bit backwards to slow down the momentum. So have to go back inside. And
Good.
the Japanese players are coming in, and a side touch.
Oh, a bit of shepherding there.
Yeah, crossing is a big call. I think that call came from the touch judge.
China were very unlucky there, Aaron.
Yeah,
They were building for something there.
Yeah, they've gone. Japanese aren't wasting any time, and they're kicking along. But an opportunity also to thank our sponsors. One of many sponsors we've got today, and just the beautiful work that the Saudi German Hospital ambulance do, giving up their time on the sideline, providing ambulance service for the players today, also the first aid. So I'd like to thank the sponsor, Saudi German Hospital ambulance, and thank you for the support you do for the UAE game.
Fa'asese has the ball, flings it out to the right to Salunga.
Oh,
Just couldn't get it to stick. China have an opportunity here if they shift it.
and Chinese side set up a ruck in the midfield, knowing that the Japanese side have got a man down. They just need to be composed here and making sure their passes stick. But it's been
Should have held on to that pass just a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's probably been the story of the Chinese first half, and that's half time. And the score is 14 Japan, China 0.
Welcome back to the Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens. We have China getting ready to kick off. Let's see if they can turn this around, China. Zi Wen Yi will kick off for China. And that has just traveled the 10 meters.
Yeah.
And they forced an error from Japan. So this is a great start from China. Let's see what they can conjure up here.
Yeah, unfortunate start by China. They created a lot of opportunities. The shape and movement was looking good, but just their individual skill was just letting them down. Passes gone backwards, ball's not out in front. So an opportunity now for China. Japan are back to their full complement of 7 players. And China now, let's see what they are, a good enough side. They can hurt you. 14-0 down, but you would like to say they have to be the team next to score. And here we go, they beat one. They beat, ball has gone accidentally forward.
Good sportsmanship shown by the Japan lads there, helping the Chinese player up.
Yep, and I think that's just been the standard throughout the tournament, throughout the day.
It has been.
No fights at all. Very good sportsmanship and being played at the right spot. Everyone's been very competitive. But we're seeing a high standard of rugby, and it's a good start for the Asia Rugby Sevens. The first time the UAE has hosted a rugby tournament in the last 2 years. And here we go, the big man, and their offload just so hard to stop.
And Fa'asese away.
And here's our junior Ma'anonu.
Fa'asese Fa'aoli.
Yeah, hard to stop. They've got another, they got that, once they adapt their offload game.
And look who set it up, Netani Vakalea. Number 11,
Yeah,
your man.
The great Japanese name.
Yes.
Big, strong, hard to stop. And their game is just getting better and bigger. So it takes Japan out to 19-0 lead with a kick to come.
19-0 at the moment.
Yeah.
And it stays 19-0.
So China, I've liked the way how they've been playing so far, and they just need to get their hands on the ball. Japanese kick-off, it's just bang on the 10 metre. I thought that was a hard call by the referee.
I was in line with that, Aaron, and it was a couple of centimetres off.
Yeah.
So I think the ref was right there.
Ref will always get the referees to be right, and the referee's done a great job so far. And here we go.
Not a great pass from Wu.
Asian players, and that go long and wide. There goes the space, and they go kick
Oh,
up
there's
behind.
the chip and chase.
There we go. Teams haven't really used too much of this, especially playing against a big Japanese side.
Oh, he's got it. Can he go? Oh, no.
Referee is saying, which is another tough
He should have
call,
stayed on his feet.
Yep.
Unlucky, China. Right idea, though, Aaron.
Right idea, just adding a bit up, bit of variation to their attack.
And here's Netani.
Oh,
Well read there by China, number 11. Gao. Wu needs support, finds it in Lee. Advantage to Japan. No, we're going to come back. So there were 2 knock-ons. First one from Japan. Good spotting, touch judge.
yeah, good to see the referees are not left alone. We've not only got the touch sideline touches, but also got the in-goal referees. So essentially 5 referees on the pitch all helping and working together. It's been a big part of the Rugby Sevens program. Just knowing how difficult and challenging it is for the main referee, but to have support on the sideline. And we're going to be seeing China putting the ball into the scrum. Good to see what they can do from a
Wu
set play
with the
perspective.
feed.
They win the ball cleanly. And they
Out
go
to
to
Gao.
the centres, and they go straight away to their danger men out wide. And you've got a good
To
right
Yi.
foot step, another right foot step. And the referee calling crossing. And things just haven't gone their way.
One too many steps there by Yi.
Yeah, one too many steps. And
What a beautiful night, isn't it, in Dubai, Aaron?
It always is, always is. You got to love the weather here in the winter time. Only rains, for your viewers who've never been to the UAE, only rains 4 times a year. And when you spend the summer here, when it gets up to 44 degrees, the weather drops to a fantastic temperature, hovers around 22 to 18 degrees for about 6 months of the year. And it's so good for people to be able to play sport and play out wide and just get involved with games like as rugby and seeing the growth of rugby grow, and see Japan unleash another attack.
Let's see if he can finish in the corner.
They go one-on-one.
Show and go. Good ankle tackle. They need to shift it left, Japan. Good step. Reminds me of me back in my day, Aaron, with my right foot whack.
So
many moons ago. But yeah, that was a great step by Kano.
Another great Japanese name. And Japan showing what they can do. I've been very impressed on how they've applied pressure and defense, not letting China run away with anything and just pushing them aside and just showing how physically and dominant they are, but also how well they're well organised in attack.
Coach must be very happy. They just kept the foot on the pedal from start till now. Conversion successful.
And Japan are going to be...
Looks like the Japanese coach has rung in the subs.
Yep. Rightly so. There's still another game to go. Ball's gone backwards.
Let's see if China can score 1 try to finish off this game. Off the mark.
Yeah, so Japan
winding down the clock. They're going to go for the touch finder. They will most likely have a set play here.
Yep. And we're going to see what the Japanese team do here. Japan looking to throw the ball into line out. Set piece is one of their strengths. And
good contesting from China. They seem to have won the ball. Now let's see what they can do.
There we go.
Good
One-on-one.
dummy.
Good defense. Inside defender working hard. And we're looking forward to watching the Sri Lankan UAE team
moving.
coming on next. The home fans behind the UAE team. And they've got a big important game against Sri Lanka. And we've seen some fantastic
keeps
hits.
it in play. Liu just tried a bit too much there down the sideline. And that's game.
That's game. Well done to Japan. Congratulations on a fantastic performance. Japan walking away with that with comfortable winners. And we'd also like to thank one of our other supporters, Aquafina Water, who have been providing water for the players, spectators, and also the referees.
And don't forget the commentators, Aaron.
The commentators, yes, when they're playing water. But it looks like the UAE team can hear the fans already. They're getting ready to play their second game of our tournament today.
Welcome back to the Asia Rugby Qualifier. We have the teams coming onto the field. The last game for the evening, Sri Lanka and China. But what a first day has it been, Aaron?
Yeah, and this is two big sides actually. China have been so strong and dominant, and they've got their last game today. But Sri Lanka equally have been impressive and have got better and better throughout the day. But we are very excited to be able to have the rugby tournament. The team, UAE, has been able to host rugby tournament and having hosted the rugby team for the last 2 years. And we're very lucky to have Dialogue as our main sponsor and being there to support Asia Rugby and the opportunity for these 8 teams here trying to qualify for 2 spots going into next year's Rugby World Cup in South Africa. China have been undefeated throughout the day and they'll be going in favourites for today's game. And Sri Lanka have been showing and proving that how dominant they can be and how dangerous they can be. But trying to get the ball straight away, and they move the ball beautifully into space.
Good run there from the number 7 from China.
The
now
ball's
they go back to the right.
And just seeing notice of the difference in passes, the ball is always out in front. And one-on-one with the Sri Lankan player, that's a good early touch and try by the Chinese team.
Unlucky there for the Sri Lankan tackler. But it's so fast how these top teams could just transition from left to right, right to left so quickly. With the ball in hand, which led to this try.
Yeah, I just like the discipline by the Chinese side. They know their role, they don't panic, and they're just moving the ball directly into space, and they've proven that they're going to be a tough match tomorrow of tomorrow's games. We've got the semi-final and finals, and they'll be out there trying to contest a qualifying spot to go into next year's World Cup. And the ball has been contested evenly in here. Referee said play on. And this guy's big and strong. And
good tackle from that small Sri Lankan player.
The tackle's got to roll away, get out of the ruck. And move the ball into space. And it's one-on-one with a late switch to player number 7. And he looks like he's going to score underneath the post. And they'll take China out to an early start. 10-0 with kick to come.
Great try from China.
Yeah, so hard to read if you're the inside defender if they're doing a late cut.
Well set up in the middle of the field, then brought it back to the left. Just too much pace and agility.
And that's a conversion for the Chinese team that takes out to a 12-0 lead. And it'll be the Chinese team, they'll be kicking off. And they went for a shortened kick, but they go to the right-hand side this time. But they go long. And we haven't seen too many teams kick long in today's games. Like anything, the Chinese players held the Sri Lankan player up and used a bit of kicking skills, but there was a bit of tackling off the ball, pulling off the ball, and well picked up by the referee.
Sure, the ref could have let that one go.
Yeah, but like anything, they always say save the best game till last, and this has been a high-quality game so far. Sri Lanka just need to get their hands in the ball and try and apply pressure against this Chinese team.
Sri Lanka are never going to give up. Yeah, got good fighting spirit and a few machans in there and around the stadium.
Yeah, well, interesting tackle
Hello
technique.
to all of you.
And there we went. China taking the ball into contact out wide. Get the ball, good catch and pass, early release. And going nice and wide to their strike players out wide. They stay wide. When they go wide, they do create damage. And this is the big man. He's always going to draw attention to the defensive line. But penalised.
Good penalty for Sri Lanka. Yeah. China holding on to the ball. Sri Lanka take the quick tap and they're away. Yeah, so there's the man with the speed. Can he go all the way?
He put his head down Yeah, good
He's showing
defense.
good footwork.
Oh, offload was on.
Unlucky. They
Referee
still have an
scored play
opportunity here, Sri Lanka.
Good pickup.
He's got support on the left if he could find him.
Needs to get there. Oh, good defense. Referee said play on, but unfortunately.
Great cover tackle from China.
What a run there. What a passage of play by the Sri Lankan team.
Number 4 for Sri Lanka. Light on his feet. Unlucky. But he seemed to take a heavy knock in that tackle. Sri Lanka. And he's still down.
Still down. The players putting their bodies on the line, trying to save every try possible. Sri Lanka were almost off there, about to score a try. We see the covering tackle players really making sure that they don't give anything away and giving away easy points. And Sri Lanka turned the ball over and it'll be a scrum for the Chinese side right underneath their goalposts.
Let's just hope this is nothing serious. It's a sad sight whenever you see players stay down on the ground like this.
And this gives us an opportunity, Dave, to thank our sponsors that have been with us throughout the day. We've got Dialogue, who've been the main sponsor. Rhino Dorito, who have provided the balls, been the ball sponsor. We've been Aquafina, has been the water sponsor, Red Bull, and also the Saudi German Hospital. So I'd like to thank you for the support to making this tournament possible.
Let's get back into the action. China ready to feed the scrum. Do you think they'll do a chip and chase here, Aaron?
Chip and chase. With the Chinese skills and the ability, they can get the ball into space. I like to say they can keep the ball available, play with the ball in hand rather than trying to kick the ball away. And China set up an early ruck out wide. It's a good team play they use, and then they go seeing that ball gone straight away into the bread basket. And the Sri Lankan team keep fighting hard, tackling up high. But China's so good with their ruck work. They look after the ball very well. They don't panic. It breaks down a bit, but they go again. And look at opportunity. The offload was on, but the skills were just a bit off.
Just pushed the pass there a bit. Felt like he should have held on to that, but
yeah, it's good to see the offload game. A lot of teams are implementing the offloads and knowing that they can use their size and physicality to get through defenders.
good opportunity here for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, they want to make sure they win this scrum. The Chinese side looks like they're going to be a bit bigger. They need to get a good early hook, but China too strong in the scrum and get the second tight head and feet of the game. And number 10 player easily set up a ruck. And Chinese player makes one pass, two passes, and straight away into space and looking for their offload inside pass, which they do so well.
Good tackle from the fullback there.
Not panicking again, stay nice and wide.
We have numbers out here, Japan or China.
And good inside
just
defense.
couldn't hold on to the last pass.
Well, and the varnish we played.
Unlucky us.
Still 12-0 to China. Sri Lanka still have an opportunity to score before half-time.
This will most likely be the last play before halftime.
Yes.
They just have a player who was down from the previous play, Sri Lanka. Seems like he's... Oh, I thought he was coming off, but no, he's running back into position.
So it's going to be Sri Lanka's feet. They've got their playmaker in the pocket. They just want to win the ball after China won the last tight head, but they win. Oh, referee wants to go again.
just the strength of the Chinese front row.
Yeah, they're strong. They're good technique. And
giving Sri Lanka some trouble there.
the scrums have been pretty good today. And there we go. A good early feed. And they've gone straight away wide and taking the ball to their fast man, trying to get an early fend. And good covering tackle by the Chinese.
Tackler not releasing. Sri Lanka take the quick tap. Let's see if they can score before half time. They need to shift it. They have numbers out here to the right.
Good, powerful defense up on his feet. Ball
Good
is
tackle
out.
from China.
And yeah, good long pass. And
Good counter-racking from China. And they have earned themselves a penalty. We've seen some great counter-racking today, wouldn't you say, Aaron?
yeah, look, speaking to and seeing a lot of the ways that teams are trying to play this year, the breakdown's been heavily contested. Teams trying to slow down the ruck, contest the breakdown. So I think it's an area that players need to work a little bit harder on taking the ball into contact, not going to ground too early. But the Chinese players keep going. They want to score their try number 3. Looks like the numbers are on. And show and go and a good finish for the half for the Chinese side.
Number 3 for China strolls in.
It's 17-0 with kick to come.
The scoreline doesn't reflect the game, to be honest, Aaron. Sri Lanka have been tackling real hard and just got unlucky on 2 occasions not to score.
I think you're right there, Dave. Sri Lanka just to keep their heads high and keep believing in themselves, knowing that as they get their hands on the ball, they've created a couple of opportunities and the conversion is unsuccessful. And it stays at 17-0. China 17, Sri Lanka 0.
Welcome back to the Asia Rugby Sevens qualifier. Before we get the second half underway, I'd like to give a shout out to Amna. If you're listening out there, Amna, your lovely husband here says hello. Hope you're well, and he can't wait to see you. So what do you think the Sri Lankan coach will be saying to his players right about now, Aaron?
Yeah, like I said before, they just need to keep believing in themselves, keep their head up high and knowing that they just need a couple of opportunities to bounce the ball to go their way. Not worry too much about the scoreboard, but they have looked dangerous and they've got some good players in their side that as they get their hands on the ball.
From broken play, Sri Lanka seemed to be really good.
Yeah, they were so unfortunate not to score there, and that was a decisive moment in the game. But the opportunities will come back, and they just need to get a bit more supportive players around the ball to ensure if the ball does bounce, they're the first ones to get their hands on the ball. So it's all going to be about these kickoffs, and it's a great kick. And the referee has awarded that, gone 10 metres. I don't believe it went, but
It did. It went 10 metres. I was standing right here on the 10-metre line, Aaron.
I'd say 9 3/4. You can see where the referee has planted his foot. It's not even gone 10 metres. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
But that was such a great kickoff, and we've seen it all day with these great kickoffs.
Yeah. The kicker spent so much time getting that right, and I have to say the Japanese kicker for me is the one who's nailed it today.
Fa'auli?
Fa'auli, that's the one. Pronounced that correctly. Fantastic Japanese name, and the Chinese player goes out wide, and they held the ball in good unders line by the Chinese team, and they're offside there from the breakdown, and they'll go back to a penalty.
So let's see what China can conjure up here in the second half. What do you think the Chinese coach would have said to his players being up 17-0?
Let's keep going, knowing they want to score points and just try and be really effective in their plays, and you can see what they're doing now. They've done a ball out the back and reversed it back down the blind side to go through their plays, and there's great decision around the breakdown. Identified there was space down the blind side that was available, and a good pick up and good read as well.
Good individual try there by China.
Great individual try.
I think he evaded 3 players there to get through.
So David, this is our last game today, and we know tomorrow the importance of teams getting opportunities to play in the semi-final. It's going to be some big matchups, but I'm really looking forward in the women's section. You know, teams like we saw at Thailand and
Kazakhstan
performing so well, and we saw Japan and China women's team performing well, but we like those tier 2 countries.
Yes.
And it's still an opportunity for them.
Hong Kong are coming together. They didn't go too well in their first match, but hopefully they could get it right for tomorrow.
But then we see a smaller kickoff here by China. They tried the small one and almost pays off for them. And a first knock on by China, and it'll be a Sri Lankan feed. And then the men's section, I think, for me, I'd say Japan will be ranked 1, China 2.
Hong Kong are coming, right?
South Korea 3, Hong Kong 4, UAE 5. So still 3 or 4 teams that could provide an upset.
As the day progressed, I noticed South Korea and Hong Kong really lifted their game.
Yeah.
Coming off their first loss in the first round.
I have to agree with you there, David. Players, teams actually got better throughout the day, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow we're going to see some high quality rugby.
There's a big lad there for China. And they have great tackle from Sri Lanka.
There'll be some sore bodies tonight.
Oh, yes, there will be. I wonder if the coach will get them into the ice baths later or spa.
Yeah, such a key part of their recovery now, isn't it? The ice baths and the recovery and making sure they turn up the next day and their bodies can perform at 100%.
I hope I don't see any of these players out later on tonight, though.
You'll be the first one to know, David. You're the man about Dubai. You don't mind a beer. We deserve a beer after this long day from our boss, Grant Goes. And good ball movement by the Chinese side. And look at that.
There he is.
Big and strong.
Number 1.
Too big, too strong.
He's a big lad, isn't he?
He is, big athletic boy. Takes the scoreline to 23 to zip. Kick to come.
Conversion unsuccessful there. So I think the Japanese coaches start bringing on the subs, giving them a bit of a run. And there's another one of those good high kicks from China. They shift it left. They go 2 out. Steps back in. They come back to the right. Nice pass and wrap there. Long ball coming. Can he finish? Decides to take him on, but good tackle from Sri Lanka. Numbers out to the left. They shift. Good step. Good wrap. And he will be in the corner there, China. Good team try there by China. Didn't panic. Didn't force any passes. Went to ground. Which set up for the try out wide.
Fantastic. They're not slowing down, are they, the Chinese team?
No, they are not.
They keep on going, and even though this has been the last game for them and they would have waited around, they've keep their skill and speed at one pace, and I'm so happy how the Chinese team have played today. Good to see World Rugby and the growth of the game, the game going global, and Chinese breaking into that and just looking like a complete side here today. A lot of Chinese players as well.
Really good for the game of rugby. And also to see Sri Lanka here today.
Yep. There is a, did you know there is a Sri Lankan team based in the UAE that come and play the Dubai tournaments called the Sri Lanka Lions?
Yes, I have heard of the Sri Lanka Lions.
Yeah. And I think a lot of them will be playing today.
There's a strong Sri Lankan community here in
look
Dubai.
At that. And they're big and strong and fast. Oh, fast. And that's full time at Dubai Sports City. And that's a great effort by China, walking away with that game. And today's been a fascinating day of day one. We have seen 25 amazing games, and we started with the women's section where we saw 8 teams playing each other, and there's 2 teams trying to fight it out to get a placement into the World Cup in South Africa in 2022. The 2 teams that really stood out for me were Japan and China, and Hong Kong will look to surprise and put some performance into the contested performances next year. And then in the men's section, there are 6 teams, I believe, that are contested for.
On today, we'll really get some more numbers and talent coming through to Dubai, hopefully the next few months, next years to come.
Welcome back to Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens. We have China against Hong Kong.
Hong Kong in our first semi-final here at Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens, and we are really happy and excited to see the first Rugby Sevens. And we've got a really contested match here that Hong Kong will be looking to receive the kickoff, and China, they're going to be kicking the ball. And we're going to be seeing our first semi-final there, David.
Yes, we are. China kicking off to Hong Kong. Your team, Hong Kong, which have been traveling well. I think they are undefeated in this tournament.
Yep, China, they played so well yesterday in their 3 games, and Hong Kong do pretty well to receive their kickoff. And Hong Kong, they go nice and straight. They're big and strong, big and physical, and they set up a ruck in the midfield and go back the blind side. It's great play.
Yes, out there now they shift it back to the right. As it comes back to the right, they have an overlap. The Chinese defense drift, hang off. Hong Kong go into contact, but the tackle player not releasing the player. So Hong Kong take a quick tap. Off they go, shift it to the left. They got numbers. Can China shift out there? Yes, they can. Good switch by Hong Kong. Hong Kong bring it back. They got a line up here. Opportunity out on the right. Looks like he was going to do a chip, but decides against it. Good tackle by the number 11 from China.
Oh, referee awarding there. If they run the neck, there's a penalty. And good defensive work by China. They quickly move the ball into space, counter-attacking, turn defense into attack. And we've got here the referee saying that the tackler must release at the breakdown. And David, we've seen already how much the difference between yesterday's pool games and our first semi-final, our first men's semi-final. And it's been awesome standing so far, isn't it?
Yes, every game has been well contested by both teams. And this game seems like it's going to be another cracker. As China look to shift out wide, they go for the switch play, turning it back inside. But he's isolated. But he couldn't support his body weight.
Yeah, but just for your viewers, we're not too sure about what the referee's interpreting. It's just saying that Jackler must make sure he's going straight on the ball instead of put hands on the ball. And so China have been awarded the penalty, and they're going to use one of their set plays.
Jia Jun Wun taps off. They shift it to the right. They keep moving the ball. Good ball movement. Number 7, Zien Hu takes it into contact. Quick release there. They move it to the left. Number 1, Bengal. Great tackle, but he loses the ball. Sebastian Breen couldn't hold on to it for Hong Kong as well. So there will be a line out to China. Closely contested match so far. Neither team giving an inch, which is good to see. They go back, down the back to Bengal. Good run, breaks the advantage line. Good setup for China. They shift it, but not a great pass from the halfback. But they're still 2-1. Number 7 for China, Russell Webb. Oh no, Zien Hu. Good switch. Comes back in the middle, but couldn't hold on to the ball. Clinched up by O'Brien. Offload. And they come back out to the left. Good set, but no one there. Legal. Ref says that was legal. He goes for a little run. Number 2 for Hong Kong. They shifted, they got numbers. Good ball by Lee. And good strength standing in the tackle. Offloading and another offload. And looks like Hong Kong are going to score. No, tackled 5 meters out from the line, but he gets the offload. Great support play and great offload by Hong Kong. And that's 5 points on the board for Hong Kong. And now I'd like to introduce one of the new commentators, Karan from Asia Rugby.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Dubai. We've been seeing some very, very exciting action. We've got 4 golden tickets up for grab. the tickets to South Africa. And that's why you've seen these teams play their hearts out.
So conversion successful from Russell Webb for Hong Kong. So that's 7-0 to Hong Kong as we resume play. Good high drop kick there from Hong Kong. Ooh.
Well, one
Couldn't
of these
take it
teams
cleanly.
are actually 10 minutes away from getting a ticket to South Africa.
Yes,
That really
that's correct.
does give you some passion and want to play, and we've seen it. I think in all the semi-finals, because in the Cup semi-finals where all these teams are playing their hearts out.
They are. This game is well contested. As Hong Kong get ready to feed the scrum. They got to play it directly at the back. But looks like China have won the scrum feed. So number 11, switch play with Zhen Yi. And he gets the penalty for his country. Quick tap. Away they go to the right. Lee, good run. They come back to the left. China, what can they do here? Running out of room. Good tackle by Lee from Hong Kong.
China really playing well. I mean, they've got something to prove.
Yes, they
right
are.
here.
And like you said, they're playing for a spot in the Rugby World Cup Sevens in South Africa.
And both these teams almost qualified for the Olympics. They were both one game away last year in 2019. So they know how it feels not to make it to one of the big spots. So
Hong Kong awarded a penalty there. Chinese player not releasing. So, Karam, how have you enjoyed the sevens so far?
well, I think we're just so lucky to be here in Dubai with so much happening in Dubai anyway. But you know, the Asian teams have made a huge effort to get here, and it's really a credit to them all.
Oh, sorry, Karam. Sorry to cut you off, but Max Denmark.
The captain,
Max Denmark, the captain, with a in and out on number 6 for China. Managed to get on the outside and score right
I
off
think
the
we've
post.
seen Max Denver coming in from the under-19s to the under-19s program up to here to the men's team. Just been amazing.
And how has
His
this
progress.
transition been from 19s to the men's division?
I think he's done an amazing job. I mean, to come here and to be captain is great to see. It's a credit to the Hong Kong program, how they really develop players throughout the year, throughout their term. It's half time. Score is 12-0 to Hong Kong.
Yes, it's an honor to captain
You're
your
watching
country.
the Dialogue Asia Rugby 7 Series 2021, and thank you for joining us. It's great to see everybody. We have so many eyeballs. And, you know, besides the Facebook page, if you're in Malaysia, you can see us on Astro, and if you're in Sri Lanka, you can see us on Dialogue, and in UAE, we have Abu Dhabi Sports TV. Thank you.
So, I wonder what Coach Paul John will be saying to his troops, Hong Kong, as they go into the second half leading 12-0. And also Liu Zhanghui for China.
I must say, China have really made a huge effort to get here. Both China men and women had to charter a plane to get here because there was no direct flights at this time. But anyway, thank you everybody. Keep enjoying. Please join our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and Twitter. Leave us some comments and let us know how you like our coverage. Thank you.
Thank you, Karam. We're getting ready to restart the second half of this closely contested match. It's Hong Kong kickoff. Nice kickoff, but even better catch from number 13 from China. As China shifted right straight away, there's space, they shift, they cut back in. He takes it to ground. Good seal there from the Chinese supporting players. They shift to the left once again. They go straight to the winger. Let's see what he can do. He draws in 2 players but can't hold on to the ball. But the ref said O'Brien did not release the attacking player after he made the tackle. So that will be a penalty to China.
Yeah,
as we welcome back Aaron.
Yeah, thank you, David. Nice little pizza break. Excited and energised now to watch the second half of this first semi-final. And we've seen China dominating as well, just playing with a lot of composure, getting good numbers and good body height around the ruck. And we're seeing now China playing catch-up footy, and Hong Kong surprisingly surprised me as well, doing extremely well on the breakdown. So Hong Kong contesting the breakdown, but China, you thought you have to be the team score next. China, big ball carrier in the middle, good leg drive, hard to stop.
Great leg drive.
And good recycling the ball, and they got ball going forward. That's what China want.
They
and
shift it
China
quickly
beat
to
one
the left.
to get the offload away. Oh, a great defense by Hong Kong, isn't it?
Yes, great defense. They came out for this match up for it.
Yep.
You can see it in the way they're playing with a lot of passion.
Yes, and this has been a surprise for me. I guess Hong Kong now, if they get this win, they'll be being able to qualify for the South African Rugby World Cup in 2022. So big 5 minutes of the game here, there, David.
Yes, it is. Great offload. Great offload by Liam Herbert
Yeah, well done, Liam.
to Russell Webb, who will go in underneath the post.
Yep.
And
right
just like that, Hong Kong have punished China for that error. And that puts the scoreboard up to 17-0. A great try by Russell Webb. Let's see if he can convert his own try.
24, right?
And yes, he is successful there.
Sri Lanka actually won that.
So all the Hong Kong viewers and listeners will be counting down the time, hoping Hong Kong can finish.
Yeah, what a performance it has been by the Hong Kong side. They looked pretty good yesterday, but they were a team that, as a tournament went on, they just got better as a team, as a unit. And a great kick-off, but the referee awarding that the player had been touched in the ear and trying to go quickly. And they need to score 3 times now, and they can do that. They're a side that can do that, so let's just watch out for his next 3 minutes. And
Great
Hong
switch
Kong need
play.
to defend here. Fighting, knowing that if they defend for the next 3 minutes, they will go to South Africa. And this is what this tournament's all about. And good carry and good defence as well. China now, they've got a strike, and they take the ball into contact, and the supporting player getting there nice and early. Good defensive ruck, and trying to go down again the blind side, keep the ball alive, and they got space in now on the open side.
Han passes it off to number 9, Huang. Huang takes the tackle. But unfortunately, number 5, Han, came in from the side to seal, not from the back.
Yeah,
So there will be a penalty to Hong Kong, as Hong Kong will just wind down the clock.
yeah,
Most likely find the touchline.
yeah, it's been great rugby to watch. Hong Kong very clinical in attack, but in defence just stay nice and composed, keeping the defensive line working hard and competing the breakdown, and that just allowed that the Chinese player came in from the side, and that rewarded to a Hong Kong penalty and a Hong Kong line out.
Lee getting ready to throw the ball in for Hong Kong. Let's see if they can win this cleanly. Yes, back to Lee. Lee dummied the ball runner. Still going, Lee. But loses the ball in contact. But China also lose it as well. So they will come back for the first infringement, which was from Lee. And it will be a scrum feed to China. Minute 30 remaining in this match. Let's see if China could strike within the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, and China, they're deep inside their 22. They've got the scrum, and they deserve a try. But Hong Kong have been so impressed by their defence, being able to shut down the Chinese attack. And here they go, running it from deep, and they're taking the ball into the middle.
Nice seal there by China. They shift it to the right. Short ball, great tackle by Hong Kong.
Oh, they've been up for it, haven't they?
But they were offside.
China's play it down, but they go quickly. And China moved the ball deep inside the 22, and Hong Kong been physical tonight, not taking a step backwards. There's another great tackle in the middle. Competing to break down, slowing the ball down, but it's been a stop. No, referees called time off. The injured
Knock
player.
on from Hong Kong as they were gathering the ball from the ground. Slight little error. And time seems to be running away from China.
But what a defensive effort by the Hong Kong team. Chinese team, they've been so impressed in attack, but Hong Kong just shut them out the whole day, not allowed any momentum, no offloads available. Looks like Hong Kong are going to be the first team from the men's section to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in South Africa.
Yes, it seems like Paul John, the coach for Hong Kong, has done his homework. Seen how China have used their big players to cart the ball up in the middle. And they have been defensively sound, this Hong Kong team.
And this also gives us an opportunity to thank our medics. They've been here, the ambulance from Saudi German Hospital, and they've done a great job of making sure the players are taken care of. And thank you for your support throughout the last 2 days in supporting the Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens. And we're seeing our first semi-final between China and Hong Kong. And China running the ball from deep and taking the ball to the line, and easily recycled as well, and provide a bounce pass to the first receiver, and a good offload at the back, but easily read by the Hong Kong team. Referees called play on. And
Hong Kong swarm on it and get the ball and score in the right-hand side.
Yeah, well done to Hong Kong. Just that's been the story of the game, really. China doing probably too much with the ball, and Hong Kong applying with the pressure. And man, Hong Kong definitely saved their right performance for the right time. And we're seeing the supporters here enjoying the beer, the beverage, and it's a beautiful night here at Dubai Sports City. And Hong Kong are awarded that game, and well done. They qualify for the South African Rugby World Cup in 2022. So well done to the Hong Kong team. The conversion was unsuccessful, and we are now waiting for the second semi-final between China and South Korea. And welcome back everybody to the Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens, and this is going to be the men's third and fourth position, where we've got two strong teams, Japan playing China, and everyone would have thought it and predicted that these two teams would have made the final. But as you can see in Rugby Sevens, so many upsets can happen. The dance ball cannot go your way, and we've got Japan, they're going to be kicking off, and China in the black are going to be receiving. And knowing both these teams, they want to be finishing strong and making sure that they walk away with a third position. And we're looking forward to this game, David.
Yes, this was the final I had picked for the men's division.
Yep, you're right.
Quite surprising to see them playing for third and fourth, but good on South Korea and Hong Kong. So Fauli Let's see if he can get it right with his kickoff. Chooses to go out to the right. China let it bounce, but there was a slight knock on from one of the Japanese players. So China will get the scrum feed.
That's right. We see an early scrum here for the Chinese team. And both teams would have been disappointed that they didn't succeed to go through to the final, but also not been able to qualify for the Rugby World Cup in South Africa for 2022. And trying to get the ball, work around that loop play and take the ball straight away to the right edge. And it's good leg drive, but also good defence. And they've been able, the Japanese team been able to slow down the ball and be able to get the defensive line set. And it's a good carry as well by the Chinese player, keeps the ball alive and it numbers to the right.
And China come out here. They're targeting Larry Salunga's edge, and Japan get a penalty. Chinese players. Oh, it looks like one of the Chinese players is going to get a sin bin for unsportsmanlike conduct. So China will be down to 6 players, and let's see if Japan can capitalize on this. They call a scrum. What's Fa'auli got it planned for the back line?
Yeah, baby. You see a lot of teams, David, over the course of this tournament, and teams do get the yellow card. The opposition team likes to call a scrum because the other team needs to put 3 forwards into the scrum, and there's always that extra player out wide, the extra space. And let's see how good Japan are with being able to execute now the extra space, and they go straight away with a sloppy pass, but nevertheless the Japanese players be able to tap it on, and they secure the ball. Referee said that was a late tackle, and they go again.
Fa'auli with a quick tap. They quickly shift left, inside ball. Covering defense from China comes across, and they quickly shift it out to the right. Here we go with number 11, Netani. Netani seems to get an offload away. Japan realign, quickly regroup, and immediately the big number 9 with the big fin. Offload. It comes back.
Great pressure by the Chinese.
Good defense from the Japanese team, or Chinese team. They've won the turnover. They need players there at the ruck. And they win themselves a penalty. That is great defensive passage there from China with only 6 players. And they opt for the scrum.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been really impressed on how the Chinese team has played throughout the tournament, and they know that they had to defend up there. They will put the ball into the scrum. It'll be interesting to see if they keep the ball in hand through their hands or look to try and kick for position and try and turn this big Japanese team around.
Yeah, with only 6 players, it's going to be hard. But they go out to the left. They shift it. You're going to keep it nice and close, but he's isolated. A good support there. They still stay out to the left. Great tackle by Fa'auli. Gets him down, but great offload. Good counter-racking from Japan. And yes, Japan have won themselves a penalty.
Yeah, Chinese player not supporting their body weight around the ruck, and Japan goes straight away. They look to launch their attack play, and they love the off-road game.
Asedu with the stand and offload. Gets it off to Nakagawa for Japan, who scores 20 meters to the left of the left-hand upright. As we see the replay, just too big, too strong to get the offload away.
Yeah, we've seen.
Try by Nakagawa.
Yeah, they love. Japanese team love the offload game, but I just was so impressed on how South Korea will be able to combat that with just good chop tackling and making sure they put pressure on the supporting players around the ball carrier. So never easy when you got one player on the bench, but still quite a lot of support of players for the Japanese and Chinese team. And that's a great kick-off receive, and that's where they're so dangerous.
That's worked well for them.
That's right, great finish.
On day one, Fa'aoli kicking out to his strike players out on their edge, Asireri Masivao and Netani Vakalia. And this time he found Asiri Masivao. He popped it back into Tanga Ishida, who went in underneath the goalpost. And Kano just successfully converted that try to make the scoreboard 14-0 to Japan. Kochi Umeda will be happy with the start from this team.
Yep, they definitely would be.
He takes on Kano. He gets away from Kano, but the covering defense comes across. He gets an offload away. Number 10, Liu. Liu, can he get an offload? He's still running. He's looking for support. He goes down. China. Here's a great opportunity for them. They shift it to the left. They go for the switch play. Fa'aoli misses with a flying tackle. But the pass wasn't the greatest and goes straight into touch. Unlucky there for China. But they had received the penalty. Japan offside from the ruck. So China get another go at this. And they're back to 7 players.
Good offload.
Number 10 standing. Step, step. Just hard, 4 meters out from the line. Hits it. Good pass on.
With the power on the
Can he
outside.
get the offload?
Oh,
Good pressure from Japan and toe to head. Now it's just a foot race.
great kick chase as well.
Asueri chasing.
Oh.
Couldn't regather.
And this is why we call the Rugby Sevens one of the fastest game. That was a massive passage of play. And all of a sudden now the players find them deep inside the Chinese half. And I felt sorry for the Chinese team. They had the extra player hanging on the wing. They just had to get to the board and it was an easy run into the try line. But however, Japan applying great pressure, get up in their face and knocking that ball down. And we're going to see Japan taking the first half lead, 14-0. And welcome back everybody to the Dialogue Asia Rugby Sevens. And that was a great first half performance by Japan. They race out to a 14-0 lead and they also get a free kick from the halfway line where the Chinese players were in front of the kick up. And that's a great start for them to get front football and for them to be the first scorer. And they get on the outside. got the inside player available, beats one, and keeps the ball alive, and that's a great start for Japan.
Great individual try by Larry Salunga there. Beats 2 to 3 players. Looks like he was going to go out there, but he managed to stay in and step off his right and evade the last player to go in under the post. Great try by Larry. Try is successfully converted. And it takes Japan's score up to 21-0.
2-0, and just look how pinpoint accurate these Japanese kickers up, and how well they contest this kickoff. And I spoke too soon. The ball was able to bounce past the 10-meter line, so it should be a lineup for the Chinese forwards.
Yes, I wonder what coach Lu Jiahui for China had to say to his team.
Yeah, they've performed so well yesterday, and today has just been one of those days that they didn't perform at their best in the semi-final, and South Korea were able to get on top of them. But China, they still got a lot to play for here, and they take the ball to the edge, they take the ball back to the other side, and they're showing how dangerous they are. And great clean out, and the Chinese team keeping the ball alive, showing us composure, and they're finding space out here on the left-hand flank, and the ball straight away to number 12.
Ju Win with the ball, light on his feet, but great tackle from Japan. Good ball placement, gets it back to Chinese player. Number 10, off the Japanese player, so the ref has said play on. Wide ball, can he get it? Yes, but good tackle. Good step, and he beats the last Japanese defender to score underneath the post. Great try by China.
Awesome try by China, and good to see they able to be the first team, or they able to get on the scorecard, and they can show you, they just shows us how dangerous they are once they start getting those offloads together. And I think they do a great job with their rucking skills. That's a ball player straight away in on the ball.
Yes, as we see the conversion successfully go over. Luda Liu for China has been trying all night. He's been running hard, standing in tackles, offloading. So that try came from one of his offloads. And China gonna restart. Zhu Wen Yi gets us underway. And a good take from China. It's like Japan let China have that ball.
And great take, good leg drive, but unfortunately the ball has been turned over. Referee said play on, and Japan have kicked the ball.
China have got a lineup here if they can shift it. Good in and out. Can he get to the corner? Yes, he can evade that last Japanese player and go in on the left there. Great team try by China. Yeah. What a way to hit back.
That's it. They're a very fit side, and I know they'll take this game right to the last minute of the game. And China now got an important conversion. Japan are bringing on their subs.
Yeah, a few tired players out there, Aaron.
Yeah, it's been a long 2 days. Also, the game's been very late today. We're just past 8 p.m. here in UAE time, and there's a beautiful conversion to push the scores out to 21-14.
So that takes the score to 21-14 to Japan.
It's great to see the UAE head of performance, Paulo Perolini, having a fantastic tournament. The UAE team playing some good rugby at the end, having a fantastic win against Sri Lanka, and good to see the UAE program doing well and having good build-up games against Russia and getting ready for their games as well in the Dubai.
Look, sorry to cut you off there, Aaron. Japan are off and away, and he's got the offload. Goes to ground. There's space. Too easy from the Japanese team. And how important was it for those fresh legs to get on the field immediately injected themselves. Great try by Japan.
Great try, and unfortunately for China, they just let that one go, and it's two strong teams now wanting to finish off strong, grab that third position, and we've got the Chinese women still in the women's final, and they've got a proud nation, and it's good to see the teams, the men's and women's team, how supportive they are of each other. They train a lot together, and whenever the women's team or the men's team loses, they're always out there to support each other, and you don't often see that in other sports, do you, David?
No, it's so good, like Krom said earlier in the commentary, these Asian nations in the final. Japan, China here playing for third and fourth. Oh, unlucky take there for Japan. The ref has let that go. I thought that would have been a knock on. And Japan have got themselves a penalty. They quickly tap. Fa'auli with the ball. What can he do? He jinks. Goes into his own player. And yes, the ref correctly gives a penalty to China. China away. There's numbers out to the left. They get it there, but the Japanese defense. Oh, number 4 for China. A great in and out. And on number 5, Kameli for Japan. Got him on the outside.
Certainly
awesome try.
And good to see there's so much energy out there. Players be able to hit top end speed so late in the tournament.
Let's see if he can convert this try. And he can't. And so they are still in this, China. They're only 7 minutes down.
And that's full time here at Dubai Sports City. And a good performance here from Japan. They take the third spot. And Japan can be proud of their efforts to score 3 fantastic tries. And well done to Japan for putting a fantastic performance. To keep your heads high, not easy when you were predicted to win the tournament, and for them to stay in the 3rd and 4th spot. So well done to Japan.